Lu Feng is the new guy in the world of shadows. From the very beginning, he was under the protection of an elder who said that newcomers should not die before them. Each time, victory depended on his last kill, so he fought with all his might. Lu Feng easily dealt with enemies, even with giants with steel wings. It caused surprise to others. How could a beginner of the 5th level possess such skill? Does he have a divine rank? Lu Feng is indeed a beginner, but he has been stuck in this day for 3,000 years. Spatial displacement gives the awakened a new hope. In the past, he studied hard and studied surgery in order to personally perform an operation on a person who was very dear to him. Lu Feng learned many different skills, including aerobatics, programming, surgery, and playing Go. Thanks to his perseverance, he became much stronger. He fought monsters whose fighting power exceeded C rank, overcame many life-threatening situations, exterminated demons shoulder to shoulder with his comrades, but received a treacherous stab in the back. For 3,000 years, Lu Feng has experienced a lot and learned a lot, but he is still unable to save all his comrades. He has lost people close to him, but this time, when he managed to return, he is determined to change fate and lead everyone to the destruction of the shadow and gain freedom. The world of shadows, the city of dark ruins. 5 years ago, a huge number of interdimensional portals suddenly appeared on Earth, which later became known as gates. For the sake of adventures through these gates, people could visit different levels of the world. Such people, who are called awakened, were chosen by the shadow world. They had the opportunity to gain power, but at the same time their lives were constantly in danger. The story begins with a battle with monsters. The sorceress Su is attacked by a giant beast with glowing eyes, but the swordswoman Lu Zu comes to her aid, tells her not to be afraid and claims that they will all get out of here alive. Fighter Anya notices that the more they kill, the more monsters appear. It seems that everyone is already too tired of the continuous destruction of enemies, which is why the strength of their attacks has become much weaker than before. The warrior Zhao Haitian is sweating and is already beginning to doubt that his desire to live to 70 years will come true. At this moment, Lu Feng appears. He asks to remove the protective barrier to try his hand at battle. However, Lu Feng is convinced that he will die in vain if he comes out, because he is new, just entered this world. He has neither the levels nor the skills that are necessary in such a situation. Lu Feng insists, because every newbie has to enter his first fight one day. But they are in no hurry to remove the barrier, because the strength of these monsters exceeds the strength of the world with rank. Lu Feng is still not allowed to fight, fearing that he will not be able to fight back. At once, the fighters attack the monster, but this does not give an effective result. He throws them aside. Only Lu Zu is still on his feet, confronting the giant with horror. Lu Feng again asks to remove the shield. This time the sorceress is forced to follow his words. The situation is hopeless. She lowers the barrier and Lu Feng kills the monster in a second. Everyone around is surprised at how quickly and accurately he handles the sword. Each of his blows hits places where there are no scales, and these are the most vulnerable places on the body. Someone has doubts. Is a level 1 beginner capable of such a thing? Lu Feng's level rises to 2nd after the murder. He tells the others that there is a monster lair not far from their location, where there are thousands of them, and soon they will all appear, so it is necessary to leave immediately. Zhao Haitian wonders if this newcomer is a prophet. Otherwise, how does he know all this? Lu Feng points to the side, asking everyone to follow him. Lu Zu follows Lu Feng and asks the others to keep up with him. There are a lot of monsters around. A group of people are running after the new guy. The swordswoman again asks if he is definitely a beginner, because she has the feeling that he knows everything. Lu Feng does not hide anything and immediately admits that he has been stuck in this day for 3,000 years. But to the swordswoman, his words seem to be complete nonsense. She doesn't believe him because his motives are unclear. Lu Zu asks why he is trying to save them, but he does not give her a clear answer. The guy kills the monster that stands in their way. Now there is no danger nearby anymore. For now, the group no longer needs to run, they slow down their pace. Lu Feng shows everyone the way to go. He asks them not to look back. Tao Tao looks at the big brother and asks if he is going to split up with them. Lu Feng's face loses its former serious expression. He smiles and says that they are all his comrades who died together in battle countless times. He will not leave them until they all get out alive. But now he needs to sort something out, so they have to go ahead, and he will catch up with them later. Now Lu Feng is rushing to the aid of his other comrade. At this time, gunsmith Lin Yu is fighting monsters alone, thinking that they continue to advance, even though she has killed many. The girl was surrounded from all sides. She continues to fight back, but the cartridges are running out. It already seems that her life will end here, but Lu Feng appears very timely, having managed to kill the monster behind his comrade. He grabs Lin Yu by the hand, drags her along, tells her to go down in the elevator to the 13th floor where there is a safe with cartridges. He even tells her the password. The girl is at a loss. She does not know who this man is and how he got here. Lin Yu stands in the elevator and looks at the stranger's back. In front of him is a crowd of monsters that he is going to fight alone. The girl asks why he helps her, and gets the answer, because we are comrades. Tao Tao, Anya, Zhao Haitian and Lu Zhu are running through the tunnel, pursued by a crowd of monsters. But they have no choice but to trust the newcomer. There is no choice, even though someone has doubts about his intentions. Did he really not deceive them? At the end of the tunnel, the group sees Lu Feng, who came here by a short way. They run past, casting surprised glances at the boy. Lu Feng is standing still. Monsters are running straight at him. But he is full of confidence and readiness. Monsters will not pass. In his hands is a bomb, which he quickly finds a use for. An explosion is heard. Lu Feng turns around and runs after his comrades. The monsters were destroyed. The tunnel was closed. No one else was injured, since the bomb's range was calculated to a meter. Now they have to go further. Lu Feng brought his comrades to a place where they would be safe. But Lu Zhu still doesn't believe that Lu Feng lived one day for 3,000 years. She admits that he is too good for a beginner, but finds his story unconvincing. Tao Tao, on the contrary, believes her big brother. She wonders what he has been doing for 3,000 years, except for battles. Lu Feng has learned a variety of skills over the years. He learned how to fly an airplane, write hacking programs against any systems, learned a variety of surgery, became a professional in chess, checkers and other games. Also, for 3,000 years, he managed to get to know all the awakened ones here. As Anya noticed, there should be a lot of them in the City of Dark Ruins right now. Lu Feng also learned the secrets of many of them. But among all these people, according to him, only 7 are ready to die, covering each other. 4 of them are standing next to each other now. The sorceress Su asks with genuine interest where the other 3 are. But Lu Zhu tells her not to listen to all this nonsense. It is impossible to repeat one day for 3,000 years. Lu Feng would like it to be really impossible. Now the group will have to split up again. Time wins back only with the setting of the sun. Before the next cycle, Lu Feng will have time to send all of them home. Suddenly the funicular started working. Lu Feng deftly jumped in. To control the funicular, he only had to hack into the city's electrical system. He said that he had already learned programming. Amusement park. The boss of the City of Dark Ruins is destroying everything around him. Dozens of people in uniform cannot cope with him. They are scared and are preparing to retreat, because the giant is too strong. Lu Feng, whose level has already risen to 5th, suddenly appears right next to the giant. He has come to end this battle. People watching from the side already feel sorry for him. It's too dangerous for a level 5 beginner here. What has he forgotten here? To everyone's surprise, with one sharp movement of the sword, Lu Feng deprives the monster of 2 fingers. He already knows that the most vulnerable parts of the giant with steel wings are his little finger and the ring finger of his left hand. After being wounded, the giant enters the second stage. He becomes a giant with steel tentacles. Lu Feng evades all attacks. Observers can't believe that this newcomer's intuition can be so well developed. The third stage of the giant is the most dangerous. It cannot be allowed to reach this stage, because on it he will be able to freely create attacking vacuums, because of which all living things in the area may die. When the boss of the City of Dark Ruins is most vulnerable, he reveals his control core. If you break this core, the monster will be defeated. Lu Feng pierces the glowing core with his sword. An explosion occurs. The giant is defeated. Lu Feng handled it alone. After the explosion, only a mechanical egg remains from the giant. It falls out very rarely and a giant with steel wings can appear from it. Lu Feng regrets that the egg will disappear this time too. The final boss of the City of Dark Ruins has been destroyed. The task has been completed. Within 1 minute all the awakened will be teleported back. Lu Feng's comrades are standing outside the city and see a yellow glowing ray going into the heavens themselves. They begin to think that maybe this newcomer was telling them the truth. He said he would send them home and he did. In any case, it will become clear when they manage to get out of the world of shadows. If they never meet him again on their return, then all his words must be true. Lu Feng would start from the beginning every time he reached 6 AM, or after defeating the final boss. And now he said goodbye to his friends and was ready to start a new cycle. Darkness. Lu Feng wakes up and at first does not understand where he is. He picks up his watch and looks at the date and time in confusion. A new day has begun. Lu Feng is ready to shout to the whole world that he is back. The endless days filled with battles are finally over. His 9th level was preserved, and he also discovered that a rare giant egg with steel wings was also left with him. He had forgotten about this thing, but now he had the opportunity to grow a steel giant. Lu Feng knows at least 7 ways to grow this egg. The guy was sitting on the bed with this rare object in his hands when his sister came into the room. She didn't even notice when her brother returned and decided that robbers had broken into the house. The girl was outraged that her brother did not pick up the phone all day. She was worried, even almost called the police. Lu Feng missed his sister so much that he immediately hugged her tightly. She felt embarrassed because they had not seen each other for only 1 day. But Lu Feng hadn't seen his sister for too long. The girl started asking where he had been all day. Lu Feng said that there were problems at work, so he went to help, and the phone just ran out. The sister beamed with happiness when Lu Feng said that he had received a salary and was ready to buy her the set of tools she wanted. The girl left to cook dinner, saying that Lu Feng would eat whatever she cooked. Their fate was rather sad. Because of the accident, they lost their parents, and the girl could no longer walk, but was ready to help her brother. Lu Feng didn't care what the doctors said. He swore that he would raise his sister to her feet, so he studied hard, studied medicine and surgery. He came to the kitchen, where his sister was cooking dinner. His attention was attracted by the news on TV. It talked about the events of 5 years ago. 5 years ago, there were many spatial rift gates that significantly changed the whole world. The Shadow World has chosen some people who have started their adventures in another world. These are the awakened ones who risk their lives to change the fate of people. They received supernatural abilities and even special classes. Usually the awakened have a choice in which world to be in, but sometimes some of them are sucked into unknown and dangerous worlds. According to the rumors, all the Shadow Worlds will disappear only after the divine rank Shadow World is protected. Alston is the leader of the Ark Guild, the strongest awakened in the world, who is known as the Guardian of Hope, the legend of the awakened, who cleansed many worlds of shadows, the representative of justice and honor. It is he who will be able to free all the awakened. Of course, he wants to convince everyone of this, but Lu Feng knows who he really is. He is a demon that has been absorbing the power of other awakened ones time after time to heal. In the end, he killed everyone himself, including Lu Feng. His true goal is to use his image to control the world and become a god. Lu Feng thinks he should avoid him until he is strong enough. He needs his own guild to come out on equal terms with him. The scientist Lu Feng met in the Shadow World said that the next world to which the awakened ones would be moved would be the world of shadows of catastrophic rank, and he is obliged to help all his friends survive there. Meanwhile, Lu Feng's sister had already prepared dinner and called her brother to eat. When he left, the egg of the steel giant that was lying on the shelf cracked. The center for helping the awakened. This place is full of people. People are discussing the Ark, a guild whose members are under the care of Alston, the strongest awakened. They wonder why people are trying to create their own guilds if there will be no better than in the Ark. Amid all this noise, Lu Feng, a level 9 novice who has filled out an online questionnaire, confirms his intention to create his own guild. People around him think that he has gone crazy, because most of the guild creators have reached level 50. As a pledge, Lu Feng must be provided with a rank item. This item will be returned after a week of successful guild work. His actions still cause laughter from observers who think that this guy doesn't even have a D rank item, let alone a rank item. Did he really think that everything in this life was so simple? Lu Feng doesn't really have a rank item, but there is something better, a steel giant egg, which is a special S rank treasure. He is ready to give it as collateral. And again, shouts and whispers can be heard in the crowd, because it's hard to imagine how a beginner turned out to have this thing. Lu Feng gives the item away and asks to store it in a place with a negative temperature. Now he is ready to continue registering to create his own guild. For registration to be successful, at least 3 people must join his guild within 36 hours. Otherwise, registration will be cancelled and the deposit will not be refunded. Now Lu Feng is determined to convince his comrades to join the guild at any cost. He sent requests to each of them. London. At the Kendo Center, Lu Zhu is honing her skills in combat when she receives a notification of an invitation to the guild from a guy who said he lived 3,000 years in 1 day. The girl, who is now sure that he was lying after all, declines the invitation. Anna, who turned out to be the president of the company, is also not interested in Lu Feng's proposal. Zhao Haitian also declined the offer. Lu Feng receives a message from Tao Tao, who writes that it is not good to deceive people. All of them immediately refused, so Lu Feng decides to take care of the other 3 comrades first. There are shouts of admiration from the crowd. Charlotte has already managed to put several mercenaries in a pile. She does not understand what is so cool about them. Now she stands up for her friends, whom she will not give offense to anyone. A man with a firearm loses his temper and shoots at the awakened one in a rage, but the bullets do not harm her. The girl stops them and directs them towards the shooter, saying at the same time that she will destroy everyone who will bother her people again because of the goods they did not pick up. Charlotte, according to her people, is just a god of war, and these mercenaries are just dust compared to her. Lu Feng appears just at this moment, not surprised that these guys are getting into trouble again. He offers Charlotte to join his guild Dawn, but she refuses, deciding that this beginner of the 9th level is completely crazy. She likes his madness, but she doesn't have time to play with the kids. Two guys from Charlotte's group question the skills of Lu Feng, who is considered an empty place. If he wants to invite Big Sister to his guild, he must prove his strength. And Lu Feng does it. He uses his main skill, a direct hit. All beginners have this skill, but Lu Feng has a very strong one. This confuses Charlotte. The guy really surprised her. Even the most basic skills can become a destructive force if you use them at the right angle, at the right speed, and at the right moment. And you can also just work them out so that everything comes out by itself. This is what Lu Feng demonstrated just now. Charlotte thinks this guy is too strange and asks not to get involved with her. She uses telekinesis to hit him, but he is too fast. In the same second he is behind the girl, and almost strikes. His sword is a centimeter from someone else's neck. Lu Feng suggests Charlotte to arrange a small competition in her strong side, telekinesis. The competition will be simple. Whoever knocks down more cans with his punch wins. If Charlotte wins, Lu Feng will become her subordinate, and if he wins, the girl will have to join his guild. Everyone around is confident in the strength of his older sister. She will show him who is strong here. The competition begins. Charlotte uses physical force and knocks down 5 cans in the center. Her people are proud and full of glee. They are sure that a novice will not be able to win. Lu Feng stands for a while. Everyone around thinks that he has already given up. But the guy is not so simple. With a telekinetic blow he knocks down all the cans at once. As already mentioned, it all depends on how to use the skill. The results of the competition are obvious. The victory is for Lu Feng. A deal is a deal. Charlotte agrees to join his guild. It would be better for Lu Feng to teach her all these terrible punches. He doesn't mind. With him, Charlotte will become the queen of telekinesis. The awakened one becomes the first member of the Dawn Guild. Lu Feng waves goodbye to her and leaves. Lu Feng returns home, notifying his sister from the doorstep. But she is not at home. It's so late. Where has she gone? The answer does not take long to wait. Dinner is already ready on the table, and there is a note next to it, from which it becomes clear that Lu Yao went to Uncle Song's store, who needed help. Lu Yao always goes to help others. It's growing too fast. Lu Feng was enjoying dinner when a notification came on his phone. Lin Yu had joined the guild. He is surprised that she didn't ask anything and immediately joined the novice guild. According to Lin Yu, it was a thank you for saving her, but she has a lot of other things to do, so after a while she will leave the guild. Lu Feng writes to the girl that she does not have to live as a hired killer, and she only asks not to write to her on business. He knows too much about her life. The guy won't let her rot in the dark. He swears he'll get her out of there. There are only 4 hours left, and only 2 have joined the guild. We need 1 more person so that the registration is not cancelled. It's raining. 3 guys robbed and beat the boy, and he does nothing, just lies on the ground and allows you to strike. It was the same when classmates beat him up. He endured, although he could fight back. In the eyes of these guys, he's just a weakling, but he has his reasons. He is awakened, and they are simple people. You can't hit them back. One of the attackers made an offer to take Li Shijun to the black market to make money on organs. Shijun held back until the last moment, but in the end he could not take control of the monster who decided to attack. The boy's eyes lit up red. The monster broke out. The offenders fled. But it was useless to run away from someone who was much faster and stronger. The black fox went berserk. It was destroying everything around, and Shijun was lying on the ground, wondering why this was happening, and could not control the consequences. The awakened ones who witnessed what was happening were afraid to intervene and stop the fox, because it was too dangerous and could just eat someone. With a whoosh, Lu Feng appeared, the only one who dared to challenge the monster. The girl in the crowd decided that it was a professional who came to the rescue, but the information that another observer looked at said the opposite. This brave guy is a beginner. Lu Feng is as quick and agile as ever. The nightmare fox can't hit him, even though he is a serious opponent. If he hadn't trained against her in countless attempts, he wouldn't have made it. It was necessary to finish everything quickly, because over time, the fox is getting stronger. Lu Feng teases the fox to follow him, and Shijin, excited and tearful, asks him to run, because the monster is capable of killing him. A beginner of the 9th level grabs the master of the fox so that the monster merges with him again, returns to where it came from. The nightmare fox did not attack the boy, because the boy himself is this beast. They are one. but it seems Shijin doesn't even know about it. The Black Fox first appeared in the Shadow World when Li Shijin was attacked. He, being a beginner of the first level and without a class, was able to summon her. Since then she appeared every time the boy was in danger to protect him. And the more Shijin suffers, the fiercer the beast comes out. Shijin has a strong ability that must be controlled, otherwise everyone around will be in danger, and today's case will be repeated more than once. A demon is capable of destroying an entire city. Shijin is, without a doubt, a strong guy who takes everything on himself. He has a whole bunch of Allston figurines at home. He collects them because he also wants to become a hero. Lu Feng knows about this because they are friends who have been through countless lives and deaths. He offers the boy to join his guild, then he will help him control the beast. The third guild member has been found. Registration was successful. A group of awakened people gathered at the portal, who are ready to go to the world of shadows of D rank, but they lack 2 people to start. Lu Feng and Charlotte walk through the crowd, expressing a desire to join. There are no questions about Charlotte for the awakened man. She is a carrier of the ability of the 24th level. But what is Lu Feng, a level 9 beginner, forgetting here? He's too weak. Charlotte refuses to go without her boss, which raises doubts in the crowd. Does she regard the newcomer as her boss? He's clearly not her boss. They're dating. The girl doesn't want him to lose face. But they are still accepted into the group, since 2 seats are still vacant. Departure in 5 minutes. This time flies by imperceptibly. All the awakened are ready to depart. Shijin was supposed to join the training, but he will not be there because he has extra classes. Yes, there are still people who take them, even when the world is becoming more dangerous due to the influence of the Shadow World. Lu Feng invited exactly 7 people to his guild, because the next forced transfer will take place in the world of disaster rank. If they were all in the same guild, they would end up in the same Shadow World, where he could guarantee all of them safety. Charlotte does not understand how her boss, awakened by the 9th level, will be able to protect himself and their 7 in the world of shadows of the catastrophe level. The group passed through the portal and moved into the world of shadows of D rank, on a gray snowy plain, cold and ice all around. If they had known that they would be in such a place, they would have dressed warmer, would have taken more clothes. Most likely, no one has ever been in this world. It is rare and has a very small number of resources. Since this is a D rank world, the rules are the same. You need to find and kill elite monsters to get magic crystals, then find and defeat the final boss to get back. One girl saw a beautiful butterfly. Admiring her, she held out her hand. The butterfly landed on the finger of the awakened one, whose hand began to freeze, and then shattered into fragments. Even butterflies are dangerous here, you need to be careful. There were even more of these butterflies. A whole bunch flew to the awakened. Someone screamed and asked for help. All of them are on the territory of lowland butterflies, which are attracted by the warmth of bodies. If the awakened ones stay here, they will encounter a whole sea of these butterflies. Everyone rushed away, leaving the danger zone. But the novice and his girlfriend remained in place together. Lu Feng suggested that Charlotte use these dangerous creatures for training. But the girl is convinced that she can cope with only one wave of approaching flying creatures. Charlotte can only use an explosion of mental power to attack. She must direct each attack at just one butterfly. But this seems impossible to the awakened, because she can compress the explosion only to the size of an egg, but not less. There are so many butterflies here that it is simply impossible to attack them one by one. Lu Feng had proved her wrong. If Charlotte hadn't seen it with her own eyes, she would never have believed it. It turned out that the entry-level skill, the spiritual mind gap, can be used in this way. First, Charlotte needs to focus on compressing the force of her explosion. She is talented and, according to Lu Feng, she should be able to reduce the explosion to the size of a grain. With each stage of compression, her control will get better, making her stronger. Then you need to learn how to control the trajectory along which it is going to shoot. Do not forget about the angle and speed. Lu Feng explained everything to her in stages and intelligibly. For the first stage of training, she must kill 2,000 butterflies. She must not make mistakes, because every time she accidentally kills 2 butterflies instead of 1, 2 more will be added to the number of butterflies that need to be killed. Lu Feng decided to rest in a tree while Charlotte completes the task. Was he just kidding, or would she really be able to kill them all? Lu Feng lies in a tree while Charlotte runs away from the butterflies and begs the boss to leave this place. He throws her a bottle of purple liquid and asks her to drink the contents. The girl does as she was told and assumes it was an invisibility potion. But her guess is not confirmed. Lu Feng says it's just an F-rank heat resistance potion. It also helps to prevent the loss of body heat, which is why it will not attract butterflies during exercise. Since Lu Feng already had the potion with him, how could he have known that they would end up in the Grey Icy Lands? The Shadow Gate only shows the rank of the Shadow World behind it. Even an awakened person cannot find out what place will be beyond the gate. But Lu Feng, of course, can, since he is 99% equal to the system of the Shadow World. He had to live in the world of shadows for 3,000 years. Now he can understand what is behind the gate, using some hints, laws, and calculations. Charlotte does not believe that Lu Feng has been here for 3,000 years. During the conversation, she continues to kill butterflies. Her mistakes do not go unnoticed. Meanwhile, the rest of the awakened ones go their own way. Someone stays behind, stuck in a piece of ice. There is a high mortality rate in the D-rank Shadow World, because most of the monsters in this world have the attribute of ice, and this makes them much stronger. They're coming again. Elite Void Rippers, huge red monsters with wings, they attack and there is no end to them. The awakened ones are trying to fight them, but it seems they are doomed. Charlotte finally managed to kill all the butterflies. She turned to Lu Feng to tell him about her victory, but he was gone. The branch on the tree from which he watched the training was now empty. He's gone. Charlotte knew that he definitely had another reason to get into this world of shadows. The rest of the awakened ones are surrounded by monsters from all sides. It is more and more difficult to fight further, because most of them fell in battle. Lu Feng comes to their aid. The monsters die one by one from his sword. The girl he saved thanks him, but Lu Feng accidentally managed to save her. He asks not to interfere with him, because he still needs to do something. He walks up to the cliff with the head of the Void Ripper in his hands and throws it there. This head was bait for the final boss, who was lured out in this way. But there are two of them. The world boss, a giant centipede born in the ice, comes out of his shelter, followed by another such monster. Monsters come to the surface, already detecting future prey. Lu Feng is going to defeat them on his own, so he asks the girl he saved earlier to get out of here if her life is dear to her. The centipede opens its mouth wide, from which sharp shards of ice fly, but Lu Feng fights them off with his sword and jumps back in time to avoid the blow. He jumps on the giant, finds the place where the core is located, and aims directly at him. Monsters can't leave a scratch on Lu Feng. This guy is definitely crazy. The centipede's core, even though Lu Feng pierced it with his weapon, still cannot split. The awakened one cuts one monster, jumps to another with a sharp movement of the sword depriving him of his head. He obtained a B-rank item, an ice blade, which has a chance to impose a frostbite effect. After being hit, this ability temporarily slows down the enemy or stops his movement. Now Lu Feng has a new worthy equipment, because these two B-rank swords, obtained for defeating the boss, are not inferior in strength to A-rank weapons. The boss of the Grey Icy Lands has been defeated. The mission is completed. All survivors will be teleported to their world. Charlotte has 15 butterflies left to destroy, but it's time to go home. The three survivors returned through the same portal. They were met with surprised looks. Lu Feng is sure that the next time Charlotte enters the world of shadows, she will be much stronger. Before the next trip to the world of shadows, Lu Feng takes a break for 2 days. He needs to take care of something else. Anya is sitting in her office, dealing with the affairs of the company. She wants to fire an employee who appropriated the company's money by various kinds of fraud. He worked for the previous president for 30 years and now asks to be forgiven in the name of this fact. Anya agrees on the condition that the employee returns all the stolen money, gives back all the shares he owns, and reimburses all losses of the company. Only in this case will she be able to provide him with a place in the company's nursing home until he leaves this world. The man was completely satisfied with her conditions. He thanked the president and left the office. Anya was immediately informed that the guy who insists that he is her friend had left. The girl does not intend to involve the police because she believes that he is just another pervert and will not be able to do anything to her. She can take care of it herself. When Anna is alone in the office, she goes to the window and sees the guy who insistently calls her to his guild. He already knows that Anya is watching him from her window, waving her hand affably as if to a close friend. After a little correspondence, during which it was about women's underwear, Miss President is finally convinced that this guy is a pervert, and adds him to the blacklist. Lu Feng failed again. Lu Zhu is in Europe, Tao Tao is in Japan. Brother Zhao's location is generally unknown. He is on a mission right now, and Miss President just doesn't want to see Lu Feng. There are only 10 days left before the great catastrophe. How do I get all these guys to join the Dawn Guild? Perhaps it is worth resorting to other measures and trying something more unusual. Late night, Lu Feng brought his guild members to the military base for training. According to him, there should have been 7 at the training, but 4 are missing. Maybe they should be on the way. There are no people at all at the military base, because Lu Feng hacked into the main system of this place in order to make sure that no one here will bother them. No one will interfere with them. He created a warning from the system, according to which, due to the leakage of the dangerous gas of the world of shadows, the X-rated zone will be quarantined for 15 days. All personnel were evacuated as a matter of urgency. So now this whole place is their personal playground. Now Charlotte is absolutely sure that there is nothing her boss could not handle. He turned out to be a cool hacker. Lu Feng was just stuck in one day for a long time and would definitely go crazy if he didn't study something new to kill time. Lu Feng passed the test by scanning his palm, and was granted access with the highest authority. Now he just hopes that the guys are looking forward to their special training. The guild members came to the astronaut training simulation room. Only Lu Feng knew what this place was. The others were here for the first time. They were curiously looking around the room, looking at everything around, and wondering what they were going to do here. Will they go to Mars to fight the Martians? But Lu Feng just wants to use the equipment here for training. It will be very useful to them. Lin Yu says that she doesn't need astronaut training. She doesn't want to waste her time and energy on participating in it. So it seems to her at first, but later she enthusiastically trains, asking to give her another chance at the next attempt she undertakes to survive. The spaceship on which Lin Yu was in the simulation shattered into pieces. Lu Feng asks for a moment to adjust the scattering radius of the fragments. The modes that can be selected are fixed, but if you change the code a little, you will be able to make small changes to the simulation itself. And Lu Feng can just do it. Lin Yu notices that a simple hacker is not capable of such a thing. Lu Feng spent several decades studying the design of spacecraft and the ecology of space. It can be considered an unusual hobby that he was engaged in to kill time. Charlotte is thrilled with the workout. She had a hell of a lot of fun. But Lu Feng didn't bring them here to play games. For Charlotte, he chose a more stimulating regime for training mental potential. In survival mode, you need to constantly dodge the approaching asteroids. This is an ideal training for mental strength, which is most suitable for mediums. On the other hand, in attack mode, you need to focus on shooting at a large number of targets, and this is ideal for concentration training. The doors are closing. Preparation for the second round. Charlotte is in attack mode, Lin Yu is in survival mode, and Shijun is in attack and survival mode. Lu Feng starts the simulation. The round begins. Combined mode, attack and survival mode, brings concentration and mental state to the limit. This will be very useful for controlling Shijun's ability. All three guild members are already tired. Someone threw up several times, but Lu Feng is adamant. He intends to continue training, so he asks everyone to return to their seats for the start of the next round. But he only wants to prepare them for the world of shadows of a catastrophic level, which they will soon face. Everything that happens here fades against the background of what will happen in that world of shadows. So a week of constant training passed. The guild members were still at the military base. Now they were recuperating in the recovery room. Lin Yu recovered very quickly, earlier than everyone else. Now it was necessary to check the result of her training. In the battle arena, she was ready for the test, and this time she wanted to win. Opponents like metal dogs were coming at her from all sides. They were fast and agile. It was fun. Training gave her pleasure. There were growls and sounds of shooting. Even with the accelerated version of the opponents, Lin Yu coped very easily. The task is completed. Target accuracy increased by 35%. Target speed increased by 40%. Effective target range increased by 42%. Not bad results, but she still needs to work on controlling the recoil and on the speed of pressing the trigger. Now Charlotte is taking the gravity test in the gravity room. She was already used to the lack of gravity. Balls were flying at her from all sides. There were only 6 of them. She easily coped with them with the help of a telepathic barrier. 6 pieces is too easy for her, so Lu Feng complicates the task by deciding to try all 40 balls. Charlotte thinks she can barely stand 10, let alone 40. She is sure that she will not stand it, that now there will simply be nothing left of her. Lu Feng tells her to concentrate all her power and release it all at once. Charlotte follows his instructions and she really succeeds. The girl still manages to stop all the balls at once. She is delighted with her own abilities. Lu Feng did not doubt her at all. He did not expect anything else from the future queen of telekinesis. She would be his ace up his sleeve. Shijun takes a test in the obstacle training room. He controls his black fox. So far everything is going as it should. But the boy does not have time to react. The fox gets out of control and bumps into an obstacle. An explosion is heard. Shijun is upset. He considers himself useless, but Lu Feng sees how his beast skills have improved. Previously, he held on for only 8 seconds, and now he controlled it for almost 3 minutes. This is a huge progress. 3 minutes is still not enough for Shi Jin. But considering how strong his beast is, 3 seconds will be enough for him to destroy the enemy. He was able to pass this test, and now it's time to rest, because they all deserved a rest with their work. The training came to an end. The head of the guild thanks everyone for their diligent efforts and allows them to leave the military base, relax, and go about their business. Each of them is preoccupied with something different. Charlotte is glad that she can now fight with real people outside the base. Shijun bitterly remembers the homework he has to do on his return home. After 3 days, they will all be teleported to the world of shadows of a catastrophic level. Now Lu Feng has level 13, and this is very little. He needs to train and develop as much as possible over the next 72 hours. The countdown has started. In the morning, Lu Feng is woken up by his sister's call. He, still sleepy, picks up the phone and answers. Lu Yao's dissatisfied exclamations finally pull him out of his sleepy state. She would never ask Lu Feng to replace her at work again. He just did a little work, as his sister asked, but managed to fix even the equipment that was finally broken, started repairing other people's cars, took up an advanced exoskeleton, and even did acupuncture to clients. Where did he learn all this? It was Lu Yao who was supposed to be the best employee of the store. She told her brother not to think about going back there anymore, and he just wanted to make her job easier. It would be better to thank her from the bottom of her heart for having such a kind and capable older brother. Tao Tao was willing to join the Dawn Guild on the condition that Lu Feng would help her with her homework 5 times. Now she constantly reminds him of this. Even now, when he's about to level up in the shadow world, the sorceress is interested in whether he will be able to clean up the world of shadows and do homework at the same time. Nothing is impossible for Lu Feng. He says he can, and asks Tao Tao to prepare, because he will come for her soon. There are 48 hours left before teleportation to the world of shadows of catastrophic level. Just 2 days. It's time to gain experience and raise your level. Lu Feng and the sorceress Su went together to the world of C-rank shadows. They teleported to the empty city. Lu Feng asked Tao Tao if she was interested in how he knew about the extremely rare secret gate to the world of shadows and how he found this portal right near her house. But who cares? The girl just needed help with her homework, so she's here now. People began to move in their direction, who turned into werewolves and attacked. Lu Feng activated the ability Ice Strike, which appeared to him thanks to the Ice Blade. Now he needs the help of Tao Tao. The girl must use the strengthening of the Silver Attack and Divine Blessing. She did what she was asked to do, and with the help of these reinforcements, Lu Feng not only became stronger, but also managed to raise 2 levels at once very quickly. He gains 5 times more experience after killing a werewolf. The 2 power-ups he asked for are needed just in the fight against werewolves. The sorceress Su quickly realized he had deceived her again, took her with him to quickly clean up the world of shadows. He wasn't even going to help her with homework. She was almost right. He really needs her help to clean up the world of shadows, but he really wants to help her with her homework. He is ready to answer any of her questions. Let him ask whatever he wants. Tao Tao dictates the task while Lu Feng fights the werewolves, but he is in no hurry to help her with the decision. This task, in his opinion, is very simple. The sorceress should try to solve it herself, because people develop only when they solve their problems on their own. He tells her never to rely on others, but his words did not inspire him. They only caused a new wave of indignation from the girl, who just needed help with homework. Lu Feng asks Tao Tao to update his power-ups. She resists for a while, but still does what was said. Now they are going to another part of the shadow world. They find high-ranking skeleton mages. There are a lot of them. Will Lu Feng be able to overcome them for sure? He is confident in his abilities. Besides, he will get much more experience from skeleton mages than from werewolves. Then he will be able to get closer to his leveling plan. In this world, he wants to level up to level 21. The higher the level, the more experience he needs. Is he really going to hang around here for a week? But there is no question of a week, because he has only 24 hours left. How is he going to level up to level 21 in such a time? In the fight against the skeleton mages, he needs 3 power-ups: Divine Blessing, Holy Attack, and Lightning Step. Tao Tao has been trying to solve the problem for half a day, and Lu Feng still does not want to help. He, as it seems to the sorceress, has already forgotten his promise. Lu Feng jumps into the crowd of skeletons. They begin to fight back when they see him, but he skillfully copes with them. He tells the upset Tao Tao to look at the other side of the rock. The girl looks and does not believe her eyes. On the rock, Lu Feng carved the answer to her task with his ice blades. He's definitely out of his mind. When all the skeleton mages were defeated and Lu Feng reached level 17, it became necessary to change the location, because it became more difficult to gain a level in this one. There is only the boss left in this shadow world, and it would seem that even if Lu Feng kills him, nothing will change, because it is still far from reaching level 21. However, he has his own methods, and now he needs Cao Cao to use more power-ups, as she did last time. The girl is outraged, because she is here because of homework, and not to be a servant of this liar. In the Guillotine Gorge, Lu Feng dictates to the sorceress Su the solution to her problem. She wonders why he is so diligently helping her if he was going to look for the boss. But the world boss Dullahan is already coming to them. Two are hiding behind a rock. Lu Feng needs 5 power-ups this time: Divine Blessing, Darkness, Fury of Darkness, Whirlwind Power, and Thunder Impulse. The legendary headless rider on a black horse is already very close. Cao Cao fulfills Lu Feng's request, but this time it is a medium level gain, because the girl is very tired. Lu Feng says he will repay her 100 times more later. She doesn't believe him, but asks him to be careful. According to her, even with a large number of reinforcements, Lu Feng will not be a match for Dullahan. If the rider touches him at least once, Lu Feng will immediately die. The Awakened One asks the girl not to worry and to do her homework. If she doesn't understand something, let her ask. The voice of Dullahan is heard, who insists that the souls of the violators will remain here forever. The rider strikes with his weapon, but Lu Feng dodges. Can he really win? Dullahan has a very strong shield, and the level of the Awakened is too small to break through such protection. The rider can't even touch Lu Feng, who only teases him as if trying to annoy him. Lu Feng is sure that the enemy will not be able to do anything to him. Lu Feng really can't break through the shield, but that's why he took Cao Cao with him. He teases the rider again, calling him a headless buffoon, and beckons for him. The rider got stuck in a crack between the rocks, so he had to use a deadly run-up. Cao Cao, as Lu Feng had told her, used her fire attack on the rider to burn all his health. After that, Lu Feng would only have to deal the final blow. Sorceress Su calls her partner shameless, but, in his opinion, there is no such thing as shamelessness on the battlefield. Only victory is important. Dullahan's health has already dried up. Lu Feng strikes the decisive blow. His level rises to the 19th. Cao Cao notices that after killing the boss, he teleports them back, so Lu Feng will not be able to get his level 21. The girl looks away in surprise and sees another world boss who is heading towards them. Are there really 2 of them? How is this possible? She quickly realizes that Lu Feng used the enchanted light seed on her weapon to revive the world boss and kill him again. He already wants to get this over with as soon as possible. Cao Cao uses power-ups again, and Lu Feng runs to attack. He deals several blows to the world boss. The final boss of Guillotine Valley was defeated. The world of shadows has been cleared. Soon all the Awakened will be teleported back to their world. Cao Cao is tired as hell. She's glad this nightmare is over. Lu Feng receives the Dullahan shield, a rare S-rank equipment. It is almost indestructible. Sorceress Su is surprised, because the world of shadows now looks like Lu Feng's personal supply center. Lu Feng has reached level 21, and now he will be able to use this shield. With him, the chances of survival of all guild members in the world of shadows of catastrophic level increased by 20%. And now it's time to leave this place. Cao Cao follows Mr. Big Liar to return home. There are only 24 hours left before the appearance of the world of shadows of a catastrophic level. Lu Zhu participates in the duel. The audience rejoices. The opponent surrenders. The swordswoman becomes the winner for the 17th time in a row. This is also the 17th family that Lu Zhu has summoned on behalf of the Lu family. She worked a miracle and restored the losing influence of the Lu family to its place among the 4 greatest families in Europe. The audience is delighted to chant her name. It seems that this is her moment of glory. Lu Zhu receives a notification on his phone. Again, that liar, this is his 31st attempt. Not bad. The girl admits that the guy is pretty strong, but she can't stand liars. In the next scene, armed men in black suits and masks say that they will carry out their big plan today. But, kicking out the door with his foot, the warrior Zhao Haitian breaks into their lair, immediately opening fire on these cursed thieves. He's glad he finally found them. At such an inopportune moment, he receives a new letter, but, like last time, he thinks that these are offers with health products from scammers who love to choose old people so much. At this time, Anya makes a speech at a press conference dedicated to the 15th generation of nanomedical robots. She says that with the development of science and technology, nanomedicine technologies have always been at the center of their attention. The emergence of a new generation of nano-doctors is of great benefit to the elderly, as well as those who live alone or go to bed late. However, before presenting the product, Miss President turns to the guards and asks them to expel some man to whom she points her finger. This man is Lu Feng in disguise, who is being dragged under the arms of the guards. The girl who works for President Anya is surprised that the head manages to recognize this stalker at first sight, no matter how he disguises himself. Has he been following her for so long that she herself has developed oddities? There are 3 hours left before the appearance of the world of shadows of a catastrophic level. Lu Feng is sitting at home in front of his computer. His guild is having a meeting right now. Cao Tao is also already among the members of the Dawn. Charlotte notices that the boss looks very tired. He had just returned from an important conference. They didn't have much time left. Lu Feng tells Cao Tao to stop sitting on the phone. They have a meeting. It's a matter of life and death, so she should sit and listen carefully. The girl replies with displeasure that she has to study all the time and go to preparatory courses on weekdays, which is why she can only play on weekends. Sister Lin Yu also does not want to listen to him, so why does he only lecture her? But Lin Yu just sits calmly with a killer's face without any emotions. Lu Feng's stern look says it all for him. Cao Tao is defeated. She puts the phone aside. Lu Feng is ready to start the meeting. He informs his comrades that in 3 hours they will be forcibly moved to a random world of shadows of a catastrophic level. If the heavens are kind, he will be B rank. If they are unlucky, he will be a rank. In the worst case scenario, they will end up in the S rank world. All the members of the guild are excited. Only Lin Yu retains his former expression. Lu Feng keeps talking. He sets several conditions for his friends. Firstly, they must be 50 meters away from him at all times. Secondly, in addition to the areas that he has identified as safe, they must always maintain maximum vigilance. Lu Feng has finished with this. Now he is ready to listen to the questions that have arisen. Charlotte asks why the 3 people he mentioned earlier didn't join. Are they not going to get into the same world of shadows? According to Lu Feng, life and death are determined by fate. Perhaps they are waiting for different fates. Cao Tao still doesn't believe him. He's a bad old man. Lu Feng is serious. He says that children should behave well and listen to their elders. Just 1 minute before the appearance of the world of shadows of catastrophic level, Zhao Haitian smokes and looks sadly at the photo where he is surrounded by his fellow soldiers. He thinks he accidentally clicked somewhere because he received a notification that he had joined the Dawn Guild. With age, it becomes easier to make mistakes. Countdown, 24 seconds to teleport to the world of shadows of catastrophic rank. Lu Zhu is already fully armed. She also receives a notification about joining the guild. She does not understand how she got into the guild of this liar. Anya suffered the same fate. She immediately realized that this pervert got into the system of the shadow world and forcibly made her a member of his guild. It's amazing that there are hackers in this world who are able to hack the system of the shadow world. Maybe there is a superpower behind him. When you join a guild, you can't get out of it for 5 minutes, so he did all this in a matter of seconds before entering the world of shadows. Forced teleportation will begin soon. Everyone should be ready. Lu Feng will bring them all back alive this time. The forced teleportation to the world of shadows has begun. Lu Feng and all the members of his guild moved to one place. Lu Zhu called him a shameless bastard, and Haitian didn't even understand what had happened. He considered it all a coincidence. Anya did not comment on what happened. She told them to stop talking and look ahead. The city in front of them was engulfed in ice and flames. They were trapped in the world of shadows of the catastrophic S-rank level, in the metropolis of ice and flame. Anna had heard of him before, but I never thought it was true. The center of this shadow world is also known as the Circle of Death. One half of it is frozen, and the other is engulfed in flames. Ice and flames continue to spread, and when they cover the entire city, it will be destroyed. It was for this reason that Lu Feng did everything to bring everyone together here, because in this legendary world of shadows, death is inevitable. The awakened, who have fallen into this world of shadows, do not understand what kind of place this is. They panic and flee because the circle of death is spreading too fast. They scream and ask to be saved. Someone stays behind, and someone runs on, looking back in panic. This time, the shadow world teleported in a lot of awakened ones, but they don't realize that the more they run away, the closer they get to their demise. Anna says that even in the world of shadows, where death is everywhere, one cannot lose hope of survival. She is interested in how Lu Feng is going to help the 7 of them survive here. Lu Feng says that first they need to understand the essence of this world of shadows to find out what is happening here. Previously, the metropolis of ice and flame was an extremely developed city. Its creator was the scientist Ironheart, a madman who wanted to get a huge power. To do this, he modified his body with various technologies. One day, when he was repairing his energy chip, the technique malfunctioned and the chip took over his mind, putting him into a state of rage. Ironheart went crazy and the whole city was engulfed simultaneously by a scarlet flame and a terrifying frost. It turns out that their task is to defeat the Ironheart, as Charlotte notes. Lu Feng reports that their target is at the center of this circle of death. Shijun thinks they won't be able to get to the center of the circle. They won't even be able to step there. However, they have no choice. Lu Zhu expressed her displeasure, saying that she did not trust the head of the guild. She invited Anya to leave so that they could come up with something themselves. Lu Feng put his hand on Lu Zhu's shoulder, making her stop with this gesture. He said the girls couldn't leave him. His words again caused misunderstanding on the part of the swordswoman. Lu Feng repeated that in this world of shadows, none of them can move further than 50 meters away from him. Lu Zhu indignantly asked why she had to comply with his demands. The answer was that this was the only way they could all survive. The girl was already getting angry. What happens if she leaves anyway? Then Lu Feng would have to calm her down, tie her to him and not let her go. The swordswoman, who had already lost her temper, was finally annoyed that this guy dares to look down on her. In fact, Lu Feng has never done this, he simply cannot lose her. All members of the guild are standing still, while chaos is going on around. Other awakened ones are trying to escape. Anya intervenes in the conversation, because now is not the time to fight. Everyone should concentrate on cleaning up this world of shadows while there is an opportunity. She offers to listen to the guy she called a stalker and a pervert, and go after him. If he deceives them, she will kill him herself. Finally, Lu Zhu agrees. Tao Tao, who has been playing on the phone all this time, again receives a remark from her older brother about the gadget. Now is not the right time for games. But the girl can die at any second. For her, playing on the phone is a way to relax. Old man Haitian generally drinks all this time. And, it seems, he is not himself, but he is ready to rush into battle. No matter how strange Lu Feng's group looks, he swears that he won't let any of them die here. He has to protect everyone. Now they need to hit the road. The group walks through the flames. Anna turns to the leader with the question why he decided to go through the zone of fire and not frost. In the freezing zone, Lu Feng wouldn't be able to move so fast and protect all the team members at the same time. The risks are too great. It's very hot in the fire zone. The guys are already sweating. Shijun asked uncertainly if the fire zone was also dangerous and how they would be able to pass through this sea of fire. Lu Feng asks them not to worry because he already has a plan. He walks ahead of the others, and they just stare at his back in amazement. The monsters in this area looked like mummies and made frightening noises. Lu Feng quickly killed several of the creatures. Thanks to this, the group received chips that give 3-minute invulnerability to fire. Does this mean that all monsters are made of machinery? More importantly, with the help of these chips, they will all be able to survive. However, the deadly cycle expands every 30 minutes. If it expands 4 more times, it will cover the entire world of shadows. There are only 2 hours left before the destruction of the world. 1 chip is enough for 3 minutes. There are 8 people in their group. Tao Tao quickly calculated. To last 2 hours, they need to get 320 chips. Lu Feng tells the sorceress to stop playing, because it's time to get down to business seriously. He takes her phone away from her, and the girl shouts out with displeasure that Lu Feng talks to her as if she were his servant. Monsters are attacking again, so you need to be careful. Tao Tao is again required to strengthen the area. She fulfills her task, and everyone else is eager to fight. Zhao Haitian cuts down enemies, saying that there is no fight better than after strong alcohol. Anna and Lu Zhu are not far behind. They also fight back against the monsters coming from all sides. Lin Yu hits opponents with firearms, and Shijun unleashes his Black Fox, which copes with several targets at once. This requires effort from Shijun. He is asked not to overdo it with the fury of a beast. There are still 15 minutes left before the new expansion of the cycle. After that, these monsters will be updated with new ones. So you need to act very quickly. Lu Feng informs the guys about this, freezing monsters with an ice blade in battle. 6 minutes before the new expansion, the group is missing 30 chips. Anna says that during this time they will not have time to collect the right amount. Lu Feng holds a round object in his hands, offering to use it. This is a C-rank item, a crystal lure that attracts strong opponents. He squeezes it in his hand. The ball cracks and shatters into fragments. It worked. The silhouette of a huge beast with sparkling eyes is visible in the fire. The Lion Man Chimera roars loudly and viciously a few centimeters away from the guild members. Lu Feng is standing almost close to her huge paws. The others are standing behind. Lu Feng smiles. Here it is, their chance to get chips. Together with them, this monster brought very cool things. The Chimera tries to hit Lu Feng with its paw, but bounces off, aiming at the monster with its blade, freezing the limb, which eventually boils off. Now it's Charlotte's turn. Lu Feng commands, tells her to do as he taught her. The girl obediently performs her task. With the help of her power, she lifts up the cars nearby and hits the monster with them. Then Lu Zhu takes the initiative. She lifts up the sword, which begins to glow, and strikes with all her might. The Lion Man Chimera utters its last cry. Now the group has enough chips. It's been a long time since they fought side by side. Lu Feng says he was immediately attacked by nostalgia. Lu Zhu only closes his eyes with displeasure, thinking that this guy is talking nonsense again. The head of the guild holds in his hands the ring that fell from the monster and offers the girl to accept it. Lu Zhu, stuttering, in confusion, says that it is impossible to offer it so suddenly. Lu Feng explains that this is a good item for swordsmen. It lowers the cooldown of skills by 50%. How could she refuse such a thing? The guy takes her hand and leaves in a rank object, a sword oath, on the palm of her hand, just the same ring. The girl feels awkward because she misunderstood everything. Suddenly, a stranger addresses them, calling them guys from an unknown guild. He says that they really had a lot of aces up their sleeves. He and his group are standing on one of the buildings where Lin Yu is being held, who somehow managed to get captured by them. She stands with an indifferent face, and the guy in the mask demands to give them all the chips. Swordswoman Lu is strict. She demands to release her friend right now. These people are the Black Mist, one of the 10 strongest criminal guilds. They have already destroyed many guilds and are not going to repeat the same thing. They will leave Lin Yu alive only if they get the chips. Charlotte is already panicking. She doesn't know what to do with them. Lu Feng turns to Anya, asking her to give him all the chips. She agrees. Lu Feng approaches the members of the criminal guild and clarifies whether they will definitely give Lin Yu when they receive the chips. The boss of the Black Fog replies that it will be, but warns that this place is surrounded by his people, so it's better to do without jokes. Lu Feng keeps talking. This time he said that he had heard that the Black Fog never lets anyone go alive, but he will trust them, so he will show how their chips work. The guild boss is unhappy. He asks the guy to stop being smart and give them the chips already. But why rush? Lu Feng is just stalling for time. He starts the countdown. 3, 2, 1. Clenches his fist, in which the chips break, and smiles contentedly. This was a signal to the others. Anya, Lu Zhu, Charlotte, Tao Tao, Shijun and Haitian are doing the same as their leader. They are breaking their chips. The circle of death begins to expand. The fire burns their opponents. They fall one by one. But Lin Yu is safe. She is still standing with the same indifferent expression on her face. This is the strength of the protective barrier. Lu Feng has already fixed this barrier on her, so the girl received his resistance to fire. Anna thinks this stalker is terrifying. He was able to come up with a plan in a second where he would destroy enemies with deadly fire. It's good that he's on their side. Lu Feng turns to his team, asks them to follow him. Soon they will all be in a real hell. The city is on fire. Everything around is in flames. Through this flame, Lu Feng leads the members of his guild, reminding them to stay close and keep up. Shijun admires the boss because he is simply incredible. He can navigate this ruined world. Lu Feng has been collecting information for 3,000 years and, of course, has already studied this road by heart. Lu Zhu just grunts incredulously. Charlotte notices that Miss Lu Zhu doesn't really believe her boss. She doesn't even approach him. Sorceress Lu explains that Big Brother is very strong and mysterious, and Sister Lu Zhu is a righteous and sincere girl who hates liars. Of course, she doesn't like someone who constantly talks about his 3,000 years of life. The guild continues on its way and notices another group of awakened nearby. They wear thermal suits. It seems that everyone has their own way of survival. Zhao Haitian doubts that they will last long with thermal suits in such a place. Anya offers to help them because they have a few extra chips left. The ground is shaking. The guys do not understand what is happening, and Lu Feng asks them not to make noise, to behave quietly. The catastrophic patrol is walking past them. The patrol notices the awakened ones in thermal suits. They scream and open fire on the monsters. A huge monster only protects himself with his hand from bullets. Whoever aims directly at his head makes a shot. When the smoke from the explosion dissipates, the awakened ones see that only a small scratch remains on the monster's face. It didn't affect him at all. The giant strikes the ground with his hand. The members of the group fly apart. Charlotte looks at what is happening with horror, because giants are really terrible. This is a catastrophic patrol. They have incredible power and regeneration, making them virtually immortal. They are the scavengers of this shadow world. If the Dawn Guild can't even handle them, then how can they defeat the final boss? The patrol looks around, continuing to walk in an unknown direction. Lu Feng asks his comrades not to move. He has a plan. He will distract the monsters, and the rest will run to the center of the circle of death as fast as possible. He will catch up with them as soon as they get to the right place. Lu Zhu strongly disagrees with the action plan. It's too dangerous to go alone. She wants to go with him. Lu Feng walks past the girl and strikes her lightly on the neck, only to knock her out. The swordswoman falls into his hands, and he passes her to the group. She's too stubborn. It was the only sure way to calm her down. Lu Feng tells his comrades to take good care of her, and he leaves. Cao Cao shouts after him so that he does not die. But it will be very hard for him to die here, because he has been here for 3,000 years. Lu Feng begins to put the plan into action. He runs towards the patrol and tries to attract their attention. He does it perfectly. For his comrades, this is a chance to break through to the center. They run in the direction they need. Shijun turns around and sees that the monsters have surrounded their leader. Charlotte reassures the boy. Everything will be fine with the boss, he will be fine, and they should take advantage of the opportunity created by him and run as hard as they can to the center. Zhao Haitian definitely won't refuse to have a drink with the boss until he's blue in the face if he manages to survive. They continue to run. Anya carries the swordswoman, who is unconscious. Meanwhile, Lu Feng is single-handedly fighting several monsters, deftly avoiding their blows. Although they can recover quickly, 10 seconds is enough for him. He gets close to the eyes of one of the giants and blinds him. He can only hit the air because Lu Feng is too fast. The awakened one climbs on the head of another member of the catastrophic patrol, who does not have time to react and makes a blow towards his allies. Right now, Lu Feng is just going to run away from here. He pushes off from the monster's head, makes a jump, trying to get on the roof of the building. He has very little left, but he is not reaching out. At this moment, someone's hand grabs him tightly. It's Lu Zhu. She's holding his hand and asking him not to let go. Thanks to the swordswoman, he climbs to the surface. Both exhale with relief. Lu Feng scolds the girl. What is she doing here if she has to be somewhere else right now? Su Zhu retorts to him again. How does he have the audacity to say that? She is not so weak that she needs someone's protection, so she will continue to fight side by side with those who are important to her. Together they will cover for each other. The guy modestly asks again, is he important to her? The girl explains that we are talking about all her allies. Lu Feng remembers how they fought together, how they stood back to back surrounded by monsters, how they held swords in their hands to the last, even when their strength was running out. These pleasant memories make him laugh. The girl does not understand what he is laughing at. Now a fiery ray is directed in their direction, from which Lu Feng saves the swordswoman. They both end up on the ground. The guy is lying on top, and the girl looks at him in embarrassment. The disaster patrol already knows about their location, so it's urgent to get out of here. Lu Feng rushes away, carrying Lu Zhu in her arms, who asks for forgiveness, assuming that there is no help from her right now. If she hadn't come, he would definitely have found another way out of this situation. Lu Feng convinces her of the opposite. The girl did him a huge favor. She always comes to the rescue at crucial moments, as befits his goddess. However, next time she must definitely listen to him. Lu Feng and Lu Zhu quickly caught up with their allies, who were glad that these two were all right. Lu Feng was still standing with the girl in his arms, so she reminded him that it was time to let her go to the ground. He did so. Charlotte already thought that these two had run away together, and Zhao Haitian said that it was time for them to get married if they loved each other. In this time of troubles, they really look like a couple. Lu Zhu asks everyone to stop talking nonsense, because there is nothing between her and this crook. Anya sighs. She wouldn't be surprised if a girl like her, who has never been in a relationship, regardless of age and status, could be seduced by this stalker. There is a loud sound, something like an explosion. Everyone immediately looks in the direction of the noise. From the path was blocked. Now they will not be able to go further. Everything is destroyed ahead. They need to go back, but there is a catastrophic patrol behind them, so there is no way back either. Are they really going to die here? There are tears in Tao Tao's eyes. She is scared. But Lu Feng, as promised, will not let any of them die. The monsters were moving through a sea of fire, spilled all over the city. They walked slowly as Lu Feng and his companions ran up the stairs. Some of them wondered why they were running upstairs, and someone suggested just following a crazy guy. Who knows what's on his mind? Sorceress Su was in such a hurry that she twisted her leg, so Lu Zhu picked her up in her arms, continuing to move. Tao Tao seemed to understand what the goddess's embrace meant. It seems that her life is perfect. If she survives here, then all the boys from the class will envy her very much. Finally, they came to where their leader was leading them. This place was the least affected by the fire. It seems to be made of special materials. This is a command center, which is also the basis of the defense of the city. Lu Zhu suggests hiding here, because they will all die if the catastrophic patrol catches up with them. But Lu Feng claims that this is the way to their survival. He commits some machinations at the entrance. The door opens. Anna asks how he managed to do it. Charlotte answers instead of Lu Feng. There is nothing special, in her opinion. In this, their boss knows all the secrets of the galaxy. She says that once he even managed to lead them to a secret military base. Inside the command center there are several control computers, as well as a large window through which the fiery city is visible, as well as a ghost patrol that stands behind the glass. A little later, Lu Feng stands at the window, looking at the giants. Someone is standing on one of them. This person has a puppet crystal and S-rank consumables in his hand. This allows you to control non-intelligent creatures of any size. They actually managed to use the crystal on a catastrophic patrol. They were members of the Black Mist Guild. Quite recently, so many of them were killed. Perhaps now they want revenge. The swordswoman says they can't just sit here and then die. According to Lu Feng, this will definitely not happen, because this place has been turned into a mechanical fortress for shelter. No one will be able to enter here. Lu Feng likes counterattacking the most. He calls Tao Tao to him, and when she approaches, gives her instructions that she needs to remember and follow. The girl is again dissatisfied with the fact that the older brother puts everything on the shoulders of a small child. Lu Zhu worries, will everything be alright? The guild leader calms her down. Because Tao Tao received a special training from him, she will cope with everything. The building was surrounded by a catastrophic patrol, the puppets of the Black Fog. A guild member reported to the captain that their enemies would definitely not be able to escape now. The captain, the one in whose hands the crystal was furious. He wanted revenge. Because these awakened ones killed his deputy, they had to pay for everything. Unexpectedly for the members of the criminal guild, something happened that they did not expect. Tao Tao activated the fog of the defensive center and restricted the field of view of everyone outside. Now it was Lu Feng's turn. He rushed towards the enemies, jumping on the shoulders of the catastrophic patrol, where the enemies were located. The captain of the Black Mist called him a cowardly bastard from a small guild who came to his death himself. He was ready to destroy Lu Feng, send him straight to hell, wanted revenge. The enemy attacked Lu Feng with a slanting sentence, but he used a protective barrier, was able to defend himself from the attack of a level 40 assassin, which greatly surprised him. The protective barrier instantly blocks all attacks of level 50 and below. Lu Feng quickly dealt with the captain. It was noticed by the members of the Guild of the Defeated. They opened fire to destroy the awakened one, but he covered himself with the body of the leader of the criminal guild. Lin Yu, without making much effort, immediately destroyed all the shooters. Lu Feng obtained the S-rank puppet crystal and demanded that the disaster patrol bow down before him. All the giants began to kneel, obeying the order of the new lord. Lu Feng's comrades were watching from the command center. Charlotte did not stop admiring the boss. She clung to the glass, watching and saying that she really wanted to follow him for the rest of her life and be his servant. Tao Tao didn't appreciate her words, because it's much better to just marry him. Lu Feng turned to his comrades, telling them about his intentions. A little later, he will send this whole bunch of giants to the location of the final boss, and the rest should just wait here in the command center, where each of them is safe. Lu Zhu started protesting again. It's too dangerous to go there alone. Lu Feng asked Anya to look after this stubborn girl for his sake. They must believe him. Soon he will pull them all out of this world of shadows. The leader leaves, leaving his allies. Lu Feng is upset. Anya understands that their attacks won't even cause any damage to the Iron Heart, so it's prudent to just wait for this stalker. He may indeed be able to perform a miracle. Zhao Haitian is sure that Lu Feng will definitely return to them alive, because they have already decided to have a drink together. Everyone agreed to wait. Only the intentions of Lin Yu, who was standing on the street with a familiar expression on her face, were not known. There are 30 minutes left until the last expansion, the ice zone of the metropolis. Everything is covered with snow. It may seem that there is not a soul here, but the three awakened ones are sitting quietly in the shelter, worried and scared. There is no one else alive yet. A girl with glasses cautiously looks out and sees that bombs are falling near them. All three are hiding. The robot that hovers over them concludes that there are no goals here. There are plenty of such robots here. They fly over the city, inspecting the territory. The center of the circle of death. Fire and flame converge here. The three awakened ones finally waited for the flying monsters to leave. Of the 100 people who came here, only they remained, not deciding what to do now. The girl with glasses, whom the two call Sister Lin, guiltily lowers her eyes. She underestimated the horror of the Iron Heart, so she believes that all this is her fault. They could not find the real body of the Jelly Heart. Their entire group was destroyed by just a few robots, which he mass produces. Another girl from the group does not blame Sister Lin. They all just have to attack the Iron Heart, otherwise they will become easy prey. At this difficult moment, the man remembers Mr. Alston. If he were here, he would definitely defeat Ironheart. Only he can do it in this world. Their guild is too big for all the members to be moved to the Shadow World, but right now they don't see the point in talking about it. The latest expansion will start soon. They tried their best, but the end is so close. The guild members saw the disastrous patrols and decided that they were all coming here because Ironheart was planning to deal with all the awakened ones in one fell swoop. But the robots that fly over the city begin to attack the giants, dropping bombs on them. Now the survivors do not understand at all what is happening. Why did the catastrophic patrol start a battle with an army of robots? They see the guy standing on the giant's shoulder and guess that it's his doing. The girl with glasses recognizes the awakened one as the newcomer who killed the final boss in the City of Dark Ruins. An alarm is triggered in the Ironheart system. The system has detected a large number of enemies. The automatic defense protocol is activated. All combat units turn around and head to where the enemies are found. Dozens of robots attack the giants controlled by Lu Feng. This is the last group of robots. Lu Feng managed to completely destroy the robot army, sacrificing 2/3 of the catastrophic patrol. In the City of Dark Ruins, Lu Feng didn't even have a level 10. The girl who saw him then is amazed that he managed to become so strong from the last time. He's level 21 now. A beginner of his level has taken on Ironheart, the final boss of the world of shadows of a catastrophic level. It seems to the awakened that he imagines himself to be a god. The Dawn Guild is watching from the command center. The final battle will begin soon. They believe that their boss will cope. They believe in his strength, looking hopefully at the screen showing them the battlefield. Lu Feng gives a new order to his tame giants. They must attack the base of the Sky Tower and pulverize the Ironheart. The giants do what they are told, destroy everything in their path. Among the falling debris is the Ironheart itself. At first, he seems to fall, and then he wakes up, using the capabilities of his flight suit. He seems to be angry about the current situation. How did a bunch of weak and dirty living creatures dare to stand in his way? On the path of the one who is at the top of evolution, he throws lightning bolts and shouts in anger that he will kill them all. There are 10 minutes left until the last expansion.